Yo, Santon people, okay, so we are back with another video today, and this time just something a little bit different today. This is Dave Chappelle stand-up monologue SNL, posted online about 10 hours ago. I don't know when it was recorded. I guess it recorded in, in the last day or so, but yeah, posted online about 10 hours ago. And Dave Chappelle, one of the greatest comedians of all time. So anytime anything about Dave Chappelle comes up, you gotta pay attention. Dave Chappelle, it's not even an opinion. He is up there with the greatest, if not the greatest comedians of all time. So yeah, anytime he does something, pay attention to it. So there's that. Also, the US presidential election 2020 just got the results. So Joe Biden is projected to take the presidency. And they're saying project because there's like some legal stuff they still need to go through and stuff. I'm not sure of all the technical things, but he's projected to take the presidency, so that's happened as well. And 700 subs. We just reached 700 subs. How awesome is that, right? How awesome is that? We've been doing this for a little bit. I've kind of had my periods of ups and downs where I haven't reposted so much and then posted a lot, then haven't reposted so much. But now, trying to be consistent with it, so to reach 700 is awesome. Big up to everybody who's been subbing. Big up to everybody who's stayed subbing. To all the views, all the comments, all the likes, all the shares, everything. It's been incredible. It's been awesome. We're 700. It's the 8th of November right now. 8th of November. We're on 700 subs. Is it possible to reach 1,000 before the end of the year? I don't know. You guys let me know. But in any case, big up to everybody who's come through. So we're doing Dave Chappelle today. If you've got any suggestions, recommendations, or videos you want me to react to, or stuff like that, any things you want me to do, let me know. Send it through, and I'll see what I can do. Make sure you like and share and subbing, all that good stuff, because we're doing this 10-year, get me, fam. But right now, Dave Chappelle, stand-up monologue, SNL. Let's see what Mrs. Chapelle has for us today, and let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dave Chappelle. Not Chapel, Chapelle. And smoking indoors because he's Dave Chappelle.
Thank you.
Well, I know. Actually, are the laws different in America, by the way? I don't know. Maybe the laws are different in America. In the UK, you cannot smoke indoors. It is actually against the law to smoke indoors. You will lose licenses and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, you don't smoke indoors in the UK. But is it different in America? Are you still allowed to smoke indoors? Let me know. Not that I smoke, so it doesn't really matter to me either way. But maybe there's a difference there. We're not allowed to. Maybe you guys are. Maybe. Get your money, Dave, man. Get your money.
This morning.
One of the things I like about Dave is his ability to go from serious to humor without it feeling forced. And he does that. I'm not saying he's the only one who does it, but he does that so well. He could go serious, he can go humorous, and he can blend them really well, and it never feels forced or anything like that. It just feels natural to what he's saying. Yeah, Dave Chappelle, GOAT.
Was at the grocery store. Kind of guy that probably has an account on farmersonly.com. You ever heard of that website, farmersonly.com?
A website called farmersonly.com. Oosh. That could be one of two things in my mind. That could be a website for farmers to discuss farming activities, or, well, let's not get into devil meeting.
It's like that begs the question, what kind of bitch only smashes with farmers? It's gross. See, was I saying it, or were you? He had that twang in his voice. You know that twang where you hear that accent like, oh, I know he doesn't wear his mask.
Oh, Dave, man, Dave. Dave says what we're all thinking. Let's be clear on that. Dave is saying what we're all thinking.
I don't know why poor white people don't like wearing masks. What is the problem? You wear masks at the Klan rally. Wear it to Walmart too.
Dave.
All right, let's try it out. Call the coronavirus the Kung flu.
You know what? He tried a joke. There are bad people on both sides, and it didn't land well with that crowd. Here's the thing about comedians: no matter how good you are or how great you are, every now and then you gotta say a joke that doesn't land well with the audience that you're in. Maybe it lands well in other places, maybe it doesn't land well. It's just, it's what it is. So, but in this case, that joke didn't land very well with this audience. But what's important is that anytime you do a joke that doesn't land well, is how you respond to it. I've seen comedians lose their temper when they've done jokes that don't land well, and just absolutely lose their minds, go crazy, start swearing, shouting at the crowd, all that kind of stuff. Dave, professional, he's been doing this for years, so he knows, just, you know, stay calm. All right, didn't work out, but we move on. Keep that energy up, and that's what he just did. So yeah, lessons to be learned for any comedians out there, any stand-up comedians out there. Lessons to be learned right there. Anytime you do a joke that doesn't land well, which is inevitable if you do enough shows, it's how you respond and how you react to that not landing well is what matters. Losing your temper and all that kind of stuff, that's a big no-no. Just stay calm. Sometimes you could turn it around, maybe make it into a joke as well. If you can do that, even better. But at the very least, stay calm, keep the energy going, move on. It's hilarious.
Say that, not you. It's wrong when you say this man
I saw that. I saw that.
That I put sunshine directly in my body. I don't know what it is, half, maybe 70%, whatever it is, too much. How did he get it? Dog and earth.
The other thing about that, though, that when he's talking about, you know, don't let fear control your life, when Trump was saying it, it's one of those things where it's like, I agree with that. Like, you shouldn't be scared of things. You shouldn't let fear control you. I think a lot of us do agree with that kind of as a sentiment in general. It was just, is now the time you pick to say this? You know what I mean? Is now the time you pick to say this? Okay. It's not so much what he was saying was wrong, but it was just like, yeah. You know what I mean? Tact, man, tact. Hate is poison, man. You get that hate in you, you let it manifest. That is poison. You know, get rid of that hate, man. Hate in your heart. Will Smith said this in the song once, said, hate in your heart will consume you too. I'm telling you, man, like, when you feel that angry for that hatred, that's when you know you need to take a step back, do what you need to do to get rid of that. You don't have to be around everybody, you know, but anytime you feel like, yeah, hate is building up inside you, then you need to do something about it, because hate will consume you. Facts.
That's what I fight through. That's what I suggest you fight.
Dave Chappelle, one of the greatest comedians of all time, if not the greatest comedian of all time, proving why he's the greatest comedian of all time. That was awesome. You know what? Like I was saying before, Dave Chappelle, yeah, I like how you can just like blend the seriousness and the humor just so seamlessly, you know, and you can go from topic to topic. And he had that part where you know, the joke didn't land so well, but his ability to kind of just move on, you know, that's something that comes with experience. You know, I don't think you need like 20, 30 years of experience to be able to do that Dave Chappelle has, but you know, just once it happened a few times, you can kind of learn to kind of work through those sorts of things. But that's going to happen to every comedian, no matter how famous you are, no matter how big you are, no matter how good you are. There's going to be a time where you tell a joke that it just doesn't land so well, but how you move on for that, that's what's important to remember. But man, he covered a lot, man. He covered a lot, you know, from like racism, shootings, pre-corona shootings, and you know, drugs, everything, and there's a lot in this, like 16 and a half minute video. So yeah, there's a lot in there. And Dave Chappelle, man, that was big. Big up to Dave Chappelle. That was definitely a banger. Right, banger or wanger. That was definitely a banger. It was funny. It was insightful. And yeah, just Dave Chappelle, man. Whew. But that was awesome. I think that was awesome. Let me know what you think. Was that a banger for you? Was that a wanger for you? Let me know what you think of the stuff that he was talking about. Let me know what you think of the US presidency. Let me know what you're hopeful for with the new presidency. Some of the things that you'd like to see and that you hope happens and that kind of thing. And yeah, suggestions, recommendations, drop in the comments. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, because we doing this thing. Big up for the 700 subs. But that's going to be it for the minute. So guys, until whenever, if ever, peace.